Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children, that may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to get into a real brief lesson that came through the inspiration of a video I was watching last night from the beloved brother, the beloved head of the camp of the Des Moines, Iowa GMS branch, the brother Watatia. And he was going into some heavy topic, man, regarding, well, he had mentioned this in the lesson he was doing regarding the brothers, man. Regarding the brothers that you have right beside you, man, and showing that unfeigned love, man, showing that, that love towards your neighbor. You see, and this is what sparked this lesson. Because as you know, when you first come into the truth, you see an individual that's, screaming, Kwam Yasha Allah, Yahweh Bashim Yasha Barakatah, you think that's a brother, not realizing that some of the most wicked men you're going to meet is in the truth. And what makes them so dangerous is that they know the truth. You see, so they're able to beguile an individual, especially an individual newly coming into the faith. But those of the hopeful elect are not going to move in that energy. Those of the hopeful elect are going to show that true love, towards their brother. Understanding, how serious this is. This is an honor. It's a great opportunity for us that have been called into this thing, to be able to take part, of this first resurrection that's soon to come. This is truly hitting the lottery. This is the real lottery. We're in a position, all of us that have this truth, that work in the works of, faith, walking the path of righteousness to the best of our ability and coming in the right spirit. And we qualify to hope, to be part of that first dominion with Yahweh Shai. So through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, I want to grab a few precepts. I'm going to grab that clip, that portion of the video that put the inspiration on me to do this lesson this morning. But before I grab it, let's grab this real quick. In the book of Sirach, chapter 4 and verse 7, and it reads, "Get thyself the love of the congregation, man." Okay, don't make yourself an enemy to the congregation. And what's the congregation? An assembly, okay, of a people, of believers for worship, man. Okay, and the true body in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, okay, are those of the hopeful elect that are doing things decently and in order, man. Okay, walking in line, doing things accordingly. You see, not trying to make up their own doctrine, not trying to make excuses for themselves so they can go off. All right, taking rebuke, taking correction. And being a real brother, man. And a real sincere believer. For the men, women, and children that are not in a position of a lot of a, teacher or prophet. We got to get the love. Get thyself the love of the congregation. Don't make yourself an enemy. Because what you're going to find out is that the true congregation of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, hey, there's only one body. There's only one truth. You see, so if you're coming up under a different vibration, okay, under a different approach towards this finish line, hey, you ain't part of the body, man. You ain't part of the congregation. Remember, what's that? Is that Galatians? Galatians 6 tells us that there's an Israel of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. There's a separation even within the chosen people. You see, so this thing is deep. Let's continue on. And bow thy head to a great man. You see that? And we have elders and apostles, man, that we believe wholeheartedly are the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Okay, the pastors that Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai sent according to his heart, according to his mind. Okay, that are teaching us and feeding us with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. Okay? Not individuals telling us that the MOTB is anything but what it is. Okay? Not telling us that, we can have, sexual intercourse with our wife. Okay? In her anal cavity, bro. Okay? On the Sabbath. No, those are not the pastors that the Lord sent. You see that? And it takes spiritual discernment to be able to understand who the Lord sent and to mark, that man. Like it tells us in Psalms 37 to mark the what? What's it say? Mark the perfect man. Let's get this real quick. The book of Mark, chapter 37 and verse 37. Salaki, the book of Psalms. I got Mark on my mind. The book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 37, and it reads, mark the perfect man, right? And hey, and none of us are perfect in these chains of darkness, man. You see? We're perfect what? Through the Spirit, via the gospel, via this truth that we have obtained. You see that? Because hey, this flesh is corruptible, man, and it's desperately wicked, man. And we're fighting the flesh every day. You see that good fight of faith, man, is us fighting against this flesh and the temptations of this life. See, this is why we got to meditate and be in the Spirit. Meditation is part of our culture, man. If you're spending the majority of your day digesting trap music, guess what? You're going to have the energy of a wicked nigga. That's why it's very important we, speaking on behalf of myself first and foremost, we be careful what we're ingesting. Because whatever you ingest, you digest it. And that's when you display, what you've been consuming the majority of the time. You see that? This is why we had to be tapped into the Spirit and be led, by the Spirit, to the best of our ability. Mark the perfect man. Why? And behold the upright, man. And those are those walking in the faith, walking in the light. Those of the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we're part of that precious number. Right? For the end of that man is peace, man. You see that? And on this side, we have leaders, man. The Lord always sent leaders. Nothing's changed. Okay? In real time, it's the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down. We should know a man by his fruit. That's how we know. But again, you have to have the spiritual eye salve to know this. You see that? And ultimately, regarding the congregation, right? The which consists of our neighbors, man. Okay, the true believers, right? The nation of Israel, starting with the elect. And we got to love each other, man. Not lie to each other. Not try to work guile on one another. Right? Or manipulate one another. You see? And those of us on the front line, man, this is an honor to be able to do the work, with a brother or with a body of brothers. With more than one, if there's more than two of you. And just to be able to have, the availability to, brothers on the unicorn, man. The various brothers of Great Millstone. We got brothers in our neighboring areas. That's a blessing. Brothers with a like mind. That can comfort you when you're on the downfall, man. This is a blessing. And we're being confident in our affliction. That's why we have to love each other sincerely, man. And not take what we got going for granted. Not take this opportunity, to serve the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and sincerity, man. Not take this for granted. Doing the work to the best of our ability. Giving all we got. You're not giving the bare minimum. You see? This is what's required of us, man. Hey, real quick, let me grab this before I grab that clip. Let's grab this at Matthew 22 real quick. In verse 37, right? This is when the Yahweh Shai was talking to a Pharisee. And he was trying to run game on him. Right? He was trying to tempt the Lord, right? It reads, right? Matthew 22 and 37, it reads, Yahweh Shai said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy heart. Let me start at verse 38. This is what he said, right? The Pharisee. The book of Matthew, chapter 22 and verse 36, and it reads, Master, which is the great commandment and the law? Right? And you know those Pharisees were over righteous, right? Check this out. Yahweh Shai said unto him, Matthew 22 and 37, Thou shalt love the Lord, thy power, with all thy heart, right? And with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, right? And that starts with what? Being obedient. See? The Lord said, well, if you love me, keep my commandments. So we do that to the best of our ability, understanding that we're not going to be saved through keeping of the commandments. Ultimately, it's going to be through grace, you see, and through faith. But with that, you're going to have a display of works. It goes hand in hand. You see that? And you're going to be obedient. Right, let's continue on. Matthew 22 and 38. This is the first and great commandment. Matthew 22 and 39. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And your neighbor is your fellow Israelite. You see that? And on this side, we know 2/3 are likened unto heathen. Why? Because they're joined unto them. You see that? And even within the body, okay? Well, rather, I should say the circumcised. I should say, rather. Meaning, those of us that know that we're Israelites, even within the circumcised, guess what? There's a specific body, and that's that true body. You see? That's in Yahweh Shai. Matter of fact, let's grab this real quick. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 12 to make that point. In verse 12, and it reads, For as the body is one and hath many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Mashiach. What's this mean? Hey, if you're coming under a different doctrine, but you're calling on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, but your MOTB prophecies off, right? You don't think there's gonna be a Jacob's trouble, right? You're you're prophesying with hats on, and you're saying that the book of Hebrews is not valid. Guess what? You're not in the body of Yahweh Shai, Mashiach. You're in a different body. A whole different body of believers, man. A whole different ministry. Which is not the true ministry. Which is not the true body. See? You're not going to be one of those bricks. Okay? Spoken of in Revelations 21, man. You're not going to make up the matter of fact, I'm going to go get that. But before I do, let's go here. Let's get this clip from the brother. And I believe he was reading Philippians, the first chapter, if I'm not mistaken. It's like 2 minutes.
It says, and in nothing terrified by your adversaries, it says, which is to them an evident token of perdition. It's an evident token. That word token goes to a sign of their destruction. Perdition is destruction. So them scoffing, lest they repent, shows who's those that's going to get destroyed, man. But it tells us, but to you of salvation and that of the Most High. You see? So that's a sign of their destruction, but it's a sign of our salvation, man. And that's the brothers within the circle who we help to keep in line. You know? Because that's Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai loves his neighbor as himself. You know? Yahweh Shai laid down his life It tells us in 1 John that we ought to lay down our life for the brethren because Yahweh Shai did that for us. How do we do that? By bearing our cross. Did not Paul say he endured all things for the elect's sake? So that's what love is, man. Whatever I got to go through, man, I'm going through it to be a vessel for my brother. Because how do you love the Lord? You can't say you love the Lord without loving your brother that's next to you. So doing right to your brother that's next to you, treating him right, dealing with him uprightly, that's love of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's love. When correction comes, it says, rebuke a wise man and he will love thee. Sincere brothers is going to appreciate the correction, you know, whether no matter how it comes, you know. This is a book in Sirach. It's a chapter.
And that's the spirit too, because part of our works is going to be, hey, the Lord, we read it. He just quoted it. We read that in Matthew 22. That's one of the great commandments. So that's part of our works. That's going to be tried, man. Okay? We were in 1 Corinthians 12. When you jump up on that, let me go there real quick. And I want to grab that revelation and we'll close out through the spirit. This wasn't meant to be long. When you go, I'm sorry, not 1 Corinthians, forgive me. It is 1 Corinthians, but it's Salakia. It's the 3rd chapter. Right? When you jump down, let me see here real quick. Here we go. 1 Corinthians 3. And I'm going to start at verse 13, right? Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is, man. You see that? And part of our works that's going to be tried is that what? Were you a good brother? You know, were you good unto your neighbor? Did you truly love the Lord with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind, man? Were you obedient to the best of your ability? You see? Because ultimately, you know, those that actually, let me read a little more. If any man's work abide which he had built thereupon, he should receive a reward. If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself should be saved, yet so as by fire. Now, the point I want to make is, hey, those of us that are able to endure this fire, these scourges and calamities, these chastisements that are going to come on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai leading up to the deliverance. Guess what? We mentioned it earlier, Revelation 21. Okay? Those of us on the front line, we make up. Matter of fact, let's go get it. Let me just go get it and not do too much talking here. We'll close out right here if the Spirit allows. Right here, right? Revelations 21:15. And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city and the gates thereof and the wall thereof. And the city lieth 4 square, and the length is as large as the breadth. And he measured the city with the reed 12,000 furlongs. The length of the breadth and the height of it are equal. Right here, here's the point. And he measured the wall thereof 144 cubits, to the measure of a man, that is of the angel man. That 144 is the what? 144,000 men that are standing so stiffly for the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? We each make up a brick if we are those men. But guess what? Hey, those bricks, hey, you built different. You see? To make up the wall here. You see that? Hey, this is not a light thing. This is not a light thing, man. This is deadly serious, man. You know, so it's essential for us to, you know, regard what the scriptures say, and then take heed to what your brother's telling you, man. You know, because Yahweh Bashim Yahushai put you on their spirit. You know what I mean? To tell you where you're going off at, where you're lacking at, where you can do better at, where you're doing great at. You know? Because as it says in what's that, Proverbs? A man is wise in his own eyes. Is that, we'll close out right here. I think that's Proverbs 12. The way of, let me see here. Oh yeah, there it goes right here. We'll close out right here. Proverbs 12:15. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes. You see, because it's hard. When you're on the outside looking in, it's easy to see schisms and discrepancies and issues. You see that? But when you're on the inside looking out, again, we spoke about the flesh. You see? Being tapped into the flesh which goes into being proud, right? Can blind you, from seeing obscurities, man, on yourself. That's why the Lord uses the brothers to correct you and to guide you and direct you. It's all through the Spirit, right? But he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise, man. You see that? And the counsel starts from the top, from the elders. It starts through the scriptures, you see, which is going to be channeled through men, starting with the elders and apostles down, man, to your brother that's standing right next to you, man. You see? Lord willing, we can stay tapped into the Spirit. And like the beloved elder out of Texas says, more spirit, less flesh. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, you men, women, and children that may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth and believe in this testimony of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kahalayim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Quadash. Shalom.